Hello, welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well. Got a Belgian beer for you today. It's a beer from Leffe, and it's a bottle of their blonde. It's coming in at 6.6% ABV. This one is available in quite a lot of supermarkets nowadays. Quite a readily available Belgian blonde. This one, probably the most commonly seen or recognisable Belgian beer. Leffe, I would imagine. It says in the bottle. I imagine that these guys have been brewing beer since 1240. That's a long old time to be brewing beer, so I'm imagining they know their bit, they know their stuff. What's it say? Ingredients: water, barley, malt, sugar and hops. It's got sugar in it, has it? Okie dokie. Recommends that this stuff is brewed at 5 degrees. I mean, I've had it in the fridge, but I took it out. It's been out of the fridge for about half an hour or so, so it probably warmed up a little bit. Yeah, anyway, 6.6% ABV Belgian blonde. Let's get this one out of the bottle. See if it's any good. Not much in the way of smoke coming out of that one. Belgian blonde, I'm expecting decent levels of carbonation on it. Oh yeah. She's shot up then. Looks the part. The Leffe blonde. There she is. And yeah, that's certainly quite blonde in colour. It's got a good 1 and a bit finger of white fluffy head. Very fluffy, very bubbly. Good levels of carbonation on the beer. You can see them rising up there. But it's a natural carbonation. It's not a madman. It's just subtly rising up the beer there, rising up the glass. So it looks good. Like I say, a nice kind of dark amber, dark gold colour. Yeah, definitely a blonde look to it. And let's get my nose in, see what sort of aroma we're dealing with. And it's that. Straight away, you recognise that kind of Belgian yeast sort of aroma. Sort of candied fruit. Definitely sugar. It just smells very sweet. Definitely a candied fruit type aroma I get from a lot of these Belgian beers. Candied fruit, subtle citrus. Slight sort of biscuity malt aroma to it too. It smells quite complex. It smells very inviting, I must say. It smells a bit boozy too. I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers. Warming. Nice gentle carbonation. Quite watery, quite thin on the mouthfeel. I'm left with that sugared fruit, almost like candied fruit flavour at the end, with a subtle kind of herbal bitterness at the back end. Sweet fruit, sort of subtle berries, raspberry, but it's a bit of banana as well. I'm getting kind of has like a German wheat beer characteristic to it. It's like candied toffee banana, almost like a sort of subtle banoffee flavour to it. Candied fruit, bit of citrus, bit of lemon, and a nice gentle sort of spicy bitterness at the back end. There's a lot going on with this beer. Really is, and it's really pleasant. Really pleasant. It's hard to know where to start with it. There's so much going on my taste buds. The aroma is straightforward for me in comparison to the flavour. I'm just getting that kind of candied fruit, sugar, sweet fruit. Very subtle sort of banana, coriander. But it's predominantly that sort of candied fruit thing I keep referring to. But then the flavour, it takes you all over the place. There's banana, there's clove, there's toffee, burnt toffee. There's kind of a biscuity malt to it. I feel like I'm almost like I just bit it into like a plain biscuit, like a digestive or something. It's weird to try to describe it with biscuits. It's difficult. It's almost like a digestive type, like a sweet meal digestive in there. Banana, cloves, definitely a biscuity malt character. Subtle candied fruit, goes all the way through. And then towards the end you get a nice sort of subtle spicy finish. Almost like a little bit of ginger almost on the back end. And subtle bitterness. It's a lovely beer. It really is a lovely beer. It's a bit of an experience. This is the thing I've been noticing with Belgian beers. I mean, I reviewed the Triple Caramel a little while back. And at first, when I had the first sort of couple of swigs of it, I wasn't sure I liked it. But it was developing all the time. And every time I took a mouthful, I was noticing different things, tasting different things, picking up different notes and different elements to the beer. And the same has to be said for this one. And I think it's probably just a recurring thing with Belgian beers in general. They're slow burners. You take a swig and you might think, oh, I don't really like that. And then you go back to it and you think, okay, now I'm tasting something different. And then you go back to it again and you think, I'm tasting something different. And this is what this is doing every time. And it's doing it again. Now I'm getting apple. I'm tasting like an apple sweetness to it. I mentioned that sort of candied sugared fruit flavour. Now on that particular mouthful, apple pinged into my mind. So I'm getting apple, banana, cloves, a biscuity malt, like a subtle wintry spice type finish to it. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. This is going to throw a lot of people. If you've not tried this, I recommend it. I totally get it. Belgian beers might not be your thing. They're hardly my thing, to be honest. But I could see myself getting into them. I could see myself getting into them. The complexity to this beer is really interesting. And it makes you want to go back and see if you can taste something different. To be honest, I don't think the length of my beer reviews would probably do a beer like this justice, because I will probably turn the camera off and drink the rest of this. And I'm probably going to pick up different flavours, different notes on the aroma and things like that. I think this is a beer you have to kind of nurture. You have to kind of sit with and look after on a nice relaxing evening, you know. It's that kind of beer. But it's very nice. Really nice, gentle mouthfeel. Carbonation is ridiculously light. Yet despite that, the amount of flavour and complexity to this beer is extraordinary. It just shows you don't need all that carbonation sometimes in a beer to throw the flavour around it. Yeah, a good quality beer does it on its own. It's really nice. It's a really, really nice beer from Leffe. Leffe Blonde, like I say, it's available everywhere. I got the particular bottle delivered. I had my birthday recently and I had a Beer Hawk gift box delivered to me with a birthday card. But I've seen this in Tesco, I've seen it in Sainsbury's. I might have even seen it in Asda, and they're bloody awful with their beers. But yeah, it's readily available, that one. I do recommend you go out and have a go and just give it a little bit of time. If you're putting it in the fridge, keep it out for a little while. Have it cool as opposed to cold, and so you can really kind of savour all the flavours and all the complexities to it. Because sometimes when you have a beer too cold, you can kind of blind those flavours and you can kind of numb them a little bit. So let the beer warm up. Try and drink it to a more of a chilled temperature as opposed to a cold one, and I think you'll quite enjoy it. Scores. I really like that, and I would happily pay the money and buy a few of those, to be honest with you. In fact, I'm actually quite looking forward to buying my next one. I might even get a big bottle. I know you can buy the big 750ml bottles in supermarkets, and I think they're quite cheap as well. It's probably well worth the money. I'm going to give that a solid 9 out of 10. I think that's a cracking beer. A really, really nice Belgian beer. So Leffe Blonde, 6.6% ABV. It's a 9 out of 10 from me. Hope you've enjoyed the review, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you have. And until my next one, you take care.